What's up, guys? Mullet Reaver here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are having fun with Graazur Irongut, just soloing basically anything and everything. This guy is a beast, both literally and figuratively. His kit is pretty amazing and encompasses actually several things that are useful for kind of solo content. Do I necessarily recommend using him to solo things? Not really. I think he's going to shine more in Hydra, which would be his specialty. We're not going to do Hydra today. That's actually going to be saved for another video. We just pulled a second Acrisius, so what we're going to end up trying to do is kill the Hydra in one shot, which he is definitely going to be a part of. But as you can see, he is in zero danger right now, just manhandling all of these waves. The stage we are on right now is Doom Tower Hard 10, Doom Tower Hard Stage 70, the Griffin. There he is right there. A fairly hard Doom Tower boss. Granted, we're not all the way up to the top level. This is the second of the three stages for Griffin. However, we are soloing it. So you can see Graazur is just manhandling the Griffin right now. It doesn't stand a chance. We're going to go over his build, everything that I've been using. It's actually kind of an unusual build. But you can just see him just demolish the Griffin right now. And it has been so much fun to do. So we're going to go over several different places where he can solo. We're going to take a look at his build, his masteries, all that sort of stuff. And there it is. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Floor 70. Griffin done. As far as for some other things that we can look at here, he can actually solo Doom Tower normal. Like all of it. By himself, with the exception of Dark Fae. He obviously can't solo Dark Fae. She's just going to take a shadow of him real quick, and then he dies. But everything else he literally can. I guess I can't necessarily say for sure that he can solo 111 through 119. However, we're going to do that later on tonight. But he can solo every single stage. Here's 109, just the floor itself. One cool thing about his kit, or I guess the cool thing about his kit, is he has that AoE provoke. And that helps CC the waves. You can see we just put it right back up. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, so we get back to it very, very quickly. Between that, he has a buff extension on his A2. So whenever he puts up his own buffs, the increased defense and the increased resistance, he actually extends that, so it is up pretty much for every one of his turns. So you just put it right back on, while he just CCs the waves over and over again. He's got the enemy max HP hit on his A2. He does have some healing on that skill as well. However, he does need a little bit of help, which is where the build that we currently use is going to come in handy. But you can see he is having zero trouble getting through all of this. This is floor 109. Granted, it's Doom Tower normal, but how many champs can just run through Doom Tower normal with zero issues? He can do the Scarab. Now, in the current build that he's in, I wouldn't recommend it for the Scarab. You want to use either Destroy or Regen. However, he can actually get up to the second iteration of the Scarab, which is, what, floor 70? He can do this all on his own. Obviously, we just showed you the Griffin all on his own. He can actually do Bommel. He can do Bommel 10 on hard. He can do Bommel, every Bommel on normal. And he can also do Bommel hard on stage 10. Obviously, Bommel being probably the most difficult Doom Tower boss. You can see the waves, they just come at him. Knock him back, he heals right back up. On to stage 2. The Bad Elves actually can be a bit annoying because he doesn't have any other CC other than the Provoke. So Bad Elves cleanse and then heal themselves, so it just slows everything down. But here we are on to Bommel. You can see he keeps himself full health. The bombs explode. No issues. And the great thing about his kit is he has the built-in unkillable buff, just like Skullcrown, just like Leo. And the interesting thing about that is the fact that both Leo and Skullcrown are arena champions. So you see that a lot in arena where they get saved before dying, and then come back and are able to, do at least a last hit and whatnot. Where Graazur here has that as well, except he is definitely a PvE focused champion. We actually didn't see it there, but a minute 35 through Bommel 10, I'd say is pretty darn good. So that's Doom Tower. Like I said, we can do many of the bosses on hard. We can do all of it except for Dark Fae on normal. And he just is a madman. So we'll look at the build right now. We also have some other dungeons that he can solo as well. So here it is. And you will notice that he is in, even though it is not being displayed. There we go. We are in Lifesteal. Pretty unusual of a build. Lifesteal is not used that often, but you can tell because he hits so hard. He's got the enemy max HP hit. All of his skills are AoE. So he is able to just constantly keep his HP full, which helps him solo all of that content. We've got a couple of revenge accessories on him, and then just a broken set. So stats we're running right now, just shy of 50k HP, 45 or 4.5k defense. He is a defense-based champion. He's 272 speed. That's just because I happen to have fast lifesteal gear. Wasn't intended. I was trying to go for anything over 250. That's more for the hard dungeons as far as the speed for the bosses. We got full crit rate, 180% crit damage, 340 resistance, 350 accuracy. He also puts up the increase resistance himself, so once that's up, and as I said, he has it pretty much the whole time, that's going to give him roughly, about 500 resistance, 550, somewhere around in there. So plenty to keep him alive. As far as masteries go, we went down to War Master for him, and then just kind of a little extra healing, trying to cycle back to his skills, and then lasting gifts to keep his self buffs up as much as possible. We do have Brimstone on him, 3 stars. It does help just for the extra damage. So that is our build. Let's find some other fun stuff to do. Ice Golem, let's start here. So Ice Golem, he can absolutely solo stage 20 easily. That's actually where we're going to go right now. But I did have him solo stage 25. It's not as consistent because there is some circumstances where he can easily get killed. So we're going to start in 20 here. And you can see he has 0 issues on the waves. And it's so neat to see that the fact that a lot of champs, specifically solo champs, can either solo a boss or can solo waves. There's very few, if any, other champions that can truly handle both waves and bosses. And Graazur actually can, and quite handily. You can see we're having no issues. That AoE provoke really does keep the waves controlled. They don't get to use their actual skills very often, which keeps us alive, obviously. So here's our condition. So you can see we just activated the Retribution passive for the Ice Golem and that activated our unkillable passive. When the ads are dead, he doesn't even come close to triggering or to killing us. So basically the cycle here is if the ads are alive, we keep ourselves alive with the unkillable. And then as long as we drop one of the ads before the next time, he doesn't even come close to killing us. And that unkillable passive is actually on a 4-turn cooldown. So as long as we take 4 turns, we're able to proc it again and we just won't die. So about a 2-minute run for Ice Golem 20. About the same on Ice Golem 25. However, with the stats being a little bit higher, it's a little harder to be consistent with that one. Do I recommend farming Ice Golem with Graazur? Not really, but it's interesting to see nonetheless. He can actually do Spider 20, however, it is painfully slow, like 8 minutes, so I don't recommend that, but he can do it. Dragon is actually the other one. So I can't quite get him to work on stage 10. Stage 8 and 9 have really weird waves. I think stage 8 has a couple of bad L's, which makes it... He can do stage 8, however, it makes it very, very slow. Stage 7 is the best one to show here. This is hard dungeons, so some of the hardest content that the game has to offer at this point. So you can see the waves dropped us down, but the unkillable saved us. We get the provokes back up. We're full health again. And we just keep going. Round and around we go. So this is going to take about 2.5 minutes, I think, is the average time on this one. It's just cool to watch, I think. Again, Hydra is going to be his specialty. So I don't know that anybody's actually going to use him to solo dungeons and things like that. But it has been really fun just messing with him, tweaking his builds, seeing what he can actually do, because he can do quite a bit. So you can see we got knocked down again, but our unkillable saved us. There's wave 1. And then back up to it, provokes back out. We got him about halfway down. Just when they think they've got us in a corner, he gets full health again. Puts up the AoE provoke. No danger whatsoever right now. And then we get to the boss. And then with the fact that he has the max HP hit on his A2, see, we get through, we get stunned, but we fill right back up. We are faster than the boss, which is why I was going for the 250 speed minimum. So we get stunned again, but we just go back, we re-heal. We haven't needed the unkillable passive at this point. And 2.5 minutes, 2:35, there it is. Stage 7, hard dragon done. That's garbage. One last one I wanted to show, and this was actually the one that really intrigued me the most, is I don't know that anybody else in this game can do this. Maybe 1 or 2 champs. So let me know in the comments if you know of anybody else that can do this. But here's stage 21, Faction Wars, by himself. Again, back to the point where a lot of champs can solo waves. A lot of champs can solo bosses. but not many, if any, others can do both. And he absolutely can. So we're 20 seconds through wave 1. Again with that AoE provoke, just to keep the crowd control up while he just pounds away. We got our increased resistance, our increased defense. 40 seconds through the waves. Yeah, the ad's putting up block damage on the boss. That doesn't help our case, however, that's not going to help theirs either. Ads are almost dead. We got minute 15 in. He is actually my fastest time. Just him by himself is the fastest clear I've had for Ogryn Tribe. Before that, it was like a 4-minute run with an entire team. I put him in just alone, and it is sub 2 minutes. We're approaching minute 40. So this one isn't going to be the fastest, however, still pretty quick for a stage 20 run. And that's it. Absolutely no danger whatsoever. Oh, one more. There we go. No danger whatsoever. Solos stage 20 faction wars. It's insane. I like this guy a lot. So that's it. That's what I got today. He's fun. I like him. If you get a chance to pull him and play around with him, let me know what you think. That's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later.